until the end of this chapter, I was actually like, alright, things is moving in a good way. We got Jackal looking beast as ever. Lucy might get a moment finally, even though she hasn't had one since the time skip. I was thinking that this is great. Everything is moving in a good way. The old man, annoying as fuck. That guy is such a piece of shit. His personality is garbage. He abandoned his granddaughter. I was just thinking to myself, like, this motherfucker, I think Hero is building it up in a way that he will die. Even after this chapter, I still think there's a possibility he will die because Hero is making us, like, hate him and, like, he's just a disgusting piece of shit. He will leave his granddaughter to die. He don't care. He'll leave everybody. He's in the bubble and there's a pregnant woman. He's like, no, I'm more important than the pregnant woman. Like, so even if he does it afterward, it would make sense. He's like building it up. Nobody's going to feel bad for him. There's no reason that any reader would be like, oh, poor old man. It's like, no. So I'm thinking that that's probably what he's trying to do by going over the top with how much of a piece of shit this ex-Magic Council guy is. So I'm guessing that's where he was going with that. But then the end of the chapter with the whole Natsu shit is just felt like, oh, here it comes again. It's like, you know, he found the way and all that. And I was just like, oh, this could have been Lucy's moment because she hasn't had one since the time skip. This could have been a perfect time for her to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going in. And either she would have just like walked on there, took the explosion and still went at him with like, you know, summoning whoever she could possibly summon, either Leo the lion. And, you know, she could have just had so many different things. She could have tried right after that doing Uro no Metri or something. This could have been a huge moment. And I guess that's with this chapter, what I felt like it was a missed opportunity for Lucy or even Wendy. Like, it could have been a combination attack. Like, Lucy at the forefront would have messed up Natsu, doing whatever he can, either distracting Jackal or whatever, and then Wendy on the side using her Sky Raw magic or whatever. You know, it could have been a good thing with Lucy getting her moment, but instead Hero just resorted to having Natsu, and it was like, it was a good chapter up until that particular point. Everything was going great. It was great setup. Everything was moving smoothly, and it's like, well, Natsu can just absorb, you know, the heat, I guess, from the explosion, the fire, and it's just like, ugh, and then it just went downhill from there. Hopefully Natsu doesn't in the next chapter just like absolutely demolish this motherfucker, because it's like, next chapter is called Natsu versus Jackal, and it's like, I don't want to see that. I don't think that that's the way it should go, because it's like, so Tartarus just showed up, everything, and it's like, Natsu blew up in the last chapter or whatever, and then it's like, oh, okay, next chapter he's just going to beat the living dog shit out of him. When it was already the fact that Hero just missed out big time on this one. And I don't know if it's just that he has this thing where he feels as though Lucy should never get a moment or something, because, you know, we've seen it in the Grand Magic Games. We've seen it twice in the Grand Magic Games, actually. She was cheated once, and then the second time she just got the dog shit beat out of her. Then in the last arc, she didn't really do anything big. So it's like, this was the grand moment for her, and instead of capitalizing it and giving, you know, other people a chance to shine, it's like, why have Natsu constantly always be the dude? Especially when this is like, he's at a disadvantage. At least Lucy and Wendy, they can fight from afar. You know, she could use her roaring. She could use, like, her whatever, her keys. There's just so many different things that they could have done, and then maybe just have Natsu be like a distraction. But instead of that, it's like Natsu just quickly understands how to absorb the fire, the explosion, and then that's the end of it. And it's like, that's really just disappointing, because it was like good setup for other characters to get their moment finally, and then it just goes like that. So I was disappointed with the end, but still, the beginning of the chapter was pretty good, and it was just really setting up a hatred for this old motherfucker. I was just like, throughout the whole chapter, he was just like beyond obnoxious. It was like, he set up this character like, he has to die. If he doesn't die, it's just gonna be like, wow, so you left this little creature, like, I can't even call him, like, he's just a creature, like, saying, yeah, kill the pregnant woman, I'm more important. Like, really, bro? We learned, for the most part, 2 main things with this chapter. I guess you could say 3. We learned that that old man is just beyond a piece of garbage. But we learned 2 main things. First of all, Tartarus doesn't use what you would say conventional magic. They don't use typical magic. They use top-tier curses, like beyond next-level curses. Like, I don't know how different that is from normal magic. I guess a curse is just something that they have possibly no control over. And I forgot to mention this one in my last week's review, but you know how they all have curses? It makes sense. That's why what Zeref has, he's cursed with the whole thing that everything he touches dies. That's his particular curse. Same thing, you know, Jackal has his curse that if you hit him, you become a bomb. So I'm guessing that that's Zeref's curse. Like, pretty much everything he touches dies. Good shit there as well. But as far as this chapter goes, it was just like, everything was gravy up until the Natsu moment. It was like, this is Lucy's time to shine. Let her take the explosion and keep going at him. Everything could have been good. And I'm not saying necessarily that Lucy should have beat Jackal. In my opinion, it would have been great if they would have did an all-out assault on him, and he still would have managed to kill the old man and get away. That would have been like a much better approach at it, because it's like, is not necessarily what was done. It's just the fact that it feels as though it's repetitive and it feels as though it's predictable. Of course, I didn't say, yeah, oh man, I predict how it is, but it's just the outcome of Natsu being the hero once again. It's like we've seen this countless times. So that's mainly where the problem lies, because overall, I feel like it was pretty good up until that point. Everything was really smooth. So I'm going to give this chapter 5.5 out of 10. It was slightly above average. Didn't make fine just because right after that Natsu moment, it just felt like, oh, here we go again with that. So that's where I'm at with the chapter. I felt like big missed opportunity with giving Lucy or even Wendy, but shit, Wendy's got more fucking chances to shine in Fairy Tail since the time skip, even more so than Lucy. So it's like missed opportunity there. Let me know what you guys think. First of all, do you think that Natsu's gonna rip off Jackal's arms and beat him with him in the next chapter? Because to be honest, that's exactly what I see happening as far as like, not the arm ripping, don't get me wrong. I see Natsu just beating living dog shit out of Jackal, and then that's the end of it. And, you know, it was funny to see him hit the old man. Probably should have just let the old man explode, but that's another story. But as far as like, do you see Natsu really just totally decimating Jackal? Do you think maybe Jackal at least might kill the old man or something before Natsu beats him to an oblivion? Let me know in the comment section below and your overall thoughts. Do you feel like this chapter was a missed opportunity for maybe Lucy or other people to get a shine? Again, I'm not saying that Lucy should have beat one of Tartarus, but it would have been nice for her to get her moment, use Udo no Metria or something, take the explosion and keep on going. I mean, Natsu took 1,000,000 explosions. Lucy can't take one? It's part of Fairy Tail. Just saying. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you're hoping that Jackal can pull one off and at least kill that old man, because fuck that old man. Thumbs up if you want to see that old man go, because, I mean, he's garbage. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.